Now, racial politics in Charlottesville has blown way, way out of proportion. And the thing with racial politics is they haven't gotten any better. They've only gotten worse. Because the current situation here is with this guy, I don't know his name, but he tried to get Mr. Bellamy out of city council and other stuff. And, I will never ever run for city council because I have a foul mouth. And I know by far that if Donald Trump can become the president, it's possible that I could be city council, but we're gonna say that that is a measure of hell no and impossible. Although many things are impossible until they're actually done, you know, I would never want to be a politician because politicians have rules, and of course they do because they write them. They can follow them very well, and we only question them. But here's the thing: if you don't vote for these people, you don't have to question them. But everybody has a good sales pitch. Everyone, except for me. But everybody has a good sales pitch, and they will make you believe them on some level or another that they're doing the right thing and you're not. So, I'm going to tell you like this. Truth be told, racism will probably not end in my lifetime. Which we don't know how much longer that is because I'm 44. I'm almost at middle age. And, we tend to not think about our future as much as our present when we hit our 40s. Because some things, for those who have done, been successful on this side, there's just so many of us in our 40s who have been very unsuccessful, like me. I have been very, very unsuccessful. And breaking into this acting business has not been a pleasure cruise. If anything, I have hit every whirlpool in the ocean as far as acting is concerned. There's an acting thing that they launched just now on Facebook, and it goes from ages 4 to 24. Yeah, that means I'm not going to make it. I was about to get happy about it until I read the whole thing from 4 to 24. So I guess I'll shoot them an email, shoot them a Facebook, and be like, yo, why y'all putting a limit on acting? I've been trying to act since I was in my 20s and have not gotten one fucking shot at glory. All I want is one. So we don't know if I actually have a future in this or if I don't. And I would love to be able to hone my craft and actually be able to be a successful actor. The question is, why has that not happened? The answer is simple. I'm not on the list. And the reason I say that is because I've told you guys that racism is everywhere. And in Charlottesville, racism is no different. It's no different. And the thing is, unless you're independent and you actually can make product and produce things that are actually sellable, you can pretty much hang it up and believe that would you like to have fries with that? I'm not trying to have fries with that. I'm trying to actually play Shakespearean stuff. Okay, actually, no, definitely not Shakespearean stuff. But anything Kung Fu related, or maybe Native American related, yeah, I'm down. I don't really want to wear those chap things, but I also don't want to wear a thong. So, figure it out. But, there's not enough rules for multicultural characters, and the ones that they do have, well, they go slam to the rock. Sorry, Rock, but it's the truth. You're taking all the multicultural rules. You are. You might not like it, but it's the truth. You're black and Samoan. So I don't know how much of which heritage you prefer, but, oh yeah, you're also Canadian. So, hell, you got triple citizenship because you got American citizenship, you got Canadian citizenship, and you're royalty in Samoa. So, yeah, you've got the whole damn shebang. Because I think he was born here, which is what gives him American citizenship. I don't know how that shit works. He knows how that shit works. Google The Rock, you'll figure it out. But anyway, there's not enough writers of color writing stories for people like me to play them. The whole reason why I started an independent film company that has gone belly up is that there are no roles written for me where I can have an Asian mom or a black mom and a white dad or a black dad or an Asian dad. There's no roles written for people like me. Jackie Chan made a movie called Rum in the Bronx where his great uncle was in love with a black woman. I could play their son. New movie, Rum in the Bronx Part 2. The nephew of Keone. Yeah, revenge for fucking up my father's store after he sold it to another Asian woman. Yeah, that would be awesome. That shit's never gonna fucking happen. When I was young, I was a fan of martial law, not just because of Kelly Hu, but because of Sammo Hung. I wrote scripts for martial law, which they will never see, where I could play Sammo Hung's son. Because he could have had sex with a black woman, you know, and I could be black and Asian, and hit that shit off, you know. Could be like Tiger, you know. Shit could work, but no, there's no writers for scripts like that. And I know you guys are thinking, well, James, you got completely off track about Charlottesville and racism. No, I didn't. I was still on racism. I just wasn't on Charlottesville. Now, there are lots of talents that come through, lots of talent scouts, but when it comes down to the bottom line, if you are not on that magical list, guess what? You're not going to get an acting job. That's my story. I don't fit the list. I'm 5'3.5" tall. I'm not looking like I'm threatening to anyone. But Hollywood actually has nothing but short people. Apparently Tom Cruise is only 5'7". Sylvester Stallone is only 5'7". Jean-Claude Van Damme was only 5'7". Steven Seagal was just on the cusp of 6 foot. Michael Keaton is on the cusp of 6 foot. Robert Downey Jr. is about 6 foot. The Rock is 6'5". So when you weigh in, Vin Diesel was like 6'2", maybe 6'1". When you weigh all this shit in, you know, height kind of helps. But, you know, us little guys, man, if had not been for the rules in America, way back when MFC or MMC or whatever the fuck, the MMA and all that shit and UFC started, guys like me were running that shit. But our fights must end too quickly. Well, here's the thing. Little people, we don't fuck around when we fight. We fight to fucking survive. Period. We don't ask any questions. You want me to kick a guy in the face? Done. I'm going to try to kick his face clean the fuck off. Now, let's get to where I was going with this. Racism is one of those unspoken things that it hides in the shadows, festering like a boil. Boom! It explodes. It explodes in small cities like Charlottesville, in big cities like New York. It explodes everywhere. And when this shit happens, most of us are so off guard that we're taken back by how the fuck this shit happens. I'm going to make one last point on this before I make a third part to this video, which will just basically be about racism. When 9/11 happened, black people were no longer on the top of the food chain for being the most evilest people in America. We were no longer gangsters. We were no longer thugs. We were no longer drug dealers. And I'm not counting the actual gangsters, thugs, drug dealers, and rapists. I'm talking about stereotypical black people who study, who go to college, who have a future in getting a career as a doctor, a lawyer, an actor from Cambridge, whatever the fuck we wanted to be. Wanted to be the next Sway for MTV. We had that because it was brown people that was killing people with planes, but they weren't black people. However, unfortunately, it fucked up everything for Muslims because these guys were religiously Muslims. Because Muslims isn't an ethnic background, it's a religion, as far as I know. Now, I could be wrong on that. You guys can Google it. Now, I could be wrong. I don't have a problem being wrong. But the whole concept is, you know, we're not on the top of the food chain for being evil anymore until the fucking DC sniper, until the dumb black guy tried to blow his balls off on the plane, who may have been black and Muslim, which was a double fuck for us both, and then the guy who tried to blow himself up in front of a New York building with a truck full of manure and whatever the hell else that was flammable that could do the most damage, which spun us back up to the top of the map of being black evil people, which is why people who see me walking down the street and don't know what I am are going to take their little scared racist ass and cross the street, go up, and cross back because they're scared that we're going to do something to them. See how I brought all that shit back around how Charlottesville is an unspoken racist city? I've had a lot of racist incidences in Charlottesville. A lot of them. I have been accused of stealing, and I haven't stole. I have been accused of fucking being the Charlottesville rapist, and I'm like a whole foot and a half shorter than the guy that was actually doing it, who was working in a fucking grocery store, who has daughters and has been getting away with it. You know, I assumed that it was a cop, because who can know where everybody's going quicker than a cop? But hey, shit does happen, and cops do go rogue and do evil shit to people too. Just so, which is another reason why people don't trust cops and don't trust black people. Well, there's one we got in common, and black people don't trust cops. But here I am, going to tell my partner in movie business that we got rejected from Sundance with my first movie, Fallen Dragons. I had a variety of people in there. There were Asian people, there was an African guy, there was me, and there was 2 Asian chicks. Only 2 chicks that I could get in my films. Thank you, NNV Bowie. As soon as I get a chance, that movie's coming up on here. Hope you guys like it. I'm sorry. And I think A Clone Affair is on that too, so I'm going to put both of them on here. Anyway, so the thing about that is that, you know, I didn't have the means at the time to say what I needed to say. And I got pulled over by ATF agents, 6 of them. And they're like, son, we need to know what you were doing at this time and that time. And the first time thing they asked me was, son, we need to know what you were doing at 6:30 or 7 o'clock, whichever one it was. It was somewhere between 6 and 7. And I said, well, I was in the bed sleeping. And said, what were you doing at 7:30? I said, well, you don't really want me to answer that question. He said, yeah, we kind of do. And 6 of them and just one little me, and I'm ready to fight because I didn't know they were ATF agents at first until I seen it on the jacket. When they pulled up on me, it was like 3 cars, 6 cops deep. They were ready to kill somebody who was fucking black without fucking question. I know every last one of you guys' faces. I don't know none of your names, but you're ATF, and you still owe me a motherfucking apology because a serial rapist was 6'3". I'm 5'3" and a half. There's no 6 foot here. He also was 270 pounds. Where the fuck did they see that? I'm walking up the street in a Nautica jacket, Nautica jeans, and a blue backpack with some gum and some childhood pictures in there so that my nephews wouldn't draw mustaches all over my face. And I'm steadily going up the road. And all of a sudden, you guys pull me over because somebody in Willoughby got attacked. And so I answered the question, and I told them what I was doing. It's like, well, what were you doing at 8 o'clock? And I said, well, it's 8:50 now. So at 8 o'clock, I was taking a fucking shit. At 8 freaking 15, 8:20, somewhere in there, because I was taking a long shit that day, I was wiping my fucking ass. And what did I do after that? My hair's still wet. I just got the fuck out the shower. So whatever the fuck happened, it wasn't this nigger that you're pulling over. And why does it take 6 ATF agents? No one knew that I knew Kung Fu. I probably could have killed them all and wound up going to jail and prison for life for something that I didn't even have anything to do with. But I kept my calm. Yeah, I kept my calm. I never fought 6 people before. I have fought 2 people before in one, but I've never fought 6. So that would have always been a great challenge. But you don't fight cops. They're supposed to be the good guys. Supposed to be. So they started harassing me, and I'm like, dude, whatever the fuck the problem was, I didn't do it. Well, you fit the fucking description because you're wearing a Nautica outfit. Now, come find out, suspect had on a Nautica jogging suit, which was so far away because it was like a blue Nautica jogging suit. I had on Nautica blue jeans. Denim is not made out of the same shit as a damn pair of jogging pants. And I had a Nautica jacket. I didn't have on a Nautica t-shirt because I was given these things. I can't afford Nautica nothing. Anyway, I haven't worn Nautica anything after that shit happened. So, fuck you, Nautica, for getting me in trouble with ATF agents for a rape that I did not commit. So, I'm like, you guys gotta tell me what the fuck this is about. No, we ain't gotta tell you a motherfucking thing. I'm like, what? And these agents were threatening me. They didn't threaten to kill me, but, they were threatening me. And interrogating pretty hard in front of some people's house. I'm like, dude, I just got the fuck out the shower. This is a Nautica jacket. It is not a jogging suit. These are blue jeans, not jogging pants. So I wasn't working at the place I'm working now, and I tell you guys this before. I quickly ducked in there to tell everybody in there, because they were all white people, what had happened to me. So I figured if I get to the university in one piece and I don't die, then they didn't come back and kill me. But these guys followed me like 3 cars deep. They followed me. They would like run different routes, and they followed me to the Independent Resource Center, where I told everybody what happened. I said, if I disappear, you guys know I don't do drugs. You guys know I don't own a gun, and I don't like guns, and that you should know that I probably will put up a fight. But these motherfuckers were trying to fucking fuck me over for some shit that I didn't do. So when I got there was a guy working at the DML. His name is Bennett. That's his last name. I can't remember his first name, but I can remember his last name. So Bennett and I went on the crime something or another for Charlottesville, and we pulled up the suspect. And this suspect has been raping people for 20 fucking years. And I was only 27, 25, somewhere in my early 20s. I was in my 20s. And apparently this guy had been raping people for a long time. So I guess they were trying to say that I have been raping people since I was 5. And that I'm the serial rapist. And somehow or another I have the ability to expand my body to 6 feet and 270 pounds and shrink back down. Now, he was my skin color, but not my true skin color. Now, this guy's going around raping people. He's a big black guy. I'm a little black guy. And I have to pay for his sins because all black people look alike? That's bullshit. But that's Charlottesville for you. And then I went to the police station. I filed mad complaints. I filed complaints at the main police station. They told me I had to go to Roanoke. But they said, if you don't want to go that far, you just come up here to the U.S. Marshal's office. I went to the U.S. Marshal's office. I filed a complaint on the ATF. And the U.S. Marshals looked at me and said, well, you know, we don't really deal with complaints on ATF agents. You have to go to Roanoke. I said, you're the second brand of cops that have told me I need to go to Roanoke. But you can't do anything because I'm black? Is that really what you're just avoiding it because I'm black? So fuck you to the Charlottesville Police Department, and fuck you to the U.S. Marshal's office in Charlottesville because you refuse to do the right thing because you didn't want to deal with other cops. Now, in closing, and if you're out there, for you 6 ATF agents, fuck you. Because all black people are not fucking criminals, rapists, drug dealers, and muggers and things like that, which you assumed I was. And to the U.S. Marshal's offices in Charlottesville, fuck you for not doing your fucking job as cops to serve and protect, even from your own. And if you're out there, National Government of Internal Affairs, here's what you need to do. You need to bring your ass to Charlottesville, Virginia, and Roanoke, Virginia, and every other city in Virginia, and park your asses in there. You want the police and the citizens to cooperate? Maybe you should make it illegal for cops to harass people, and that cops harassing people who supposedly fit the description when they don't fit the fucking description should be fined and give us all public fucking apologies on national TV to show that it is not cool to racial profile. It is not cool to hem a guy up when you can't tell the difference between a jogging suit and a fucking pair of blue jeans. Yeah, I'm pissed. I'm smiling. But this shit didn't have to happen. And then all of a sudden, now in 2017, it's okay for people to come out and be devout fucking racist. It's okay for you to look at a black person and say, now I can finally call that nigger a nigger on the fucking streets because our president is racist. His right-hand man might not be, but he's straight racist. He can't take a joke. He has his head on his back or his ass up his back or on his back with his head shoved right up that sumbitch. And now people are coming out of the woodwork. Yay! I'm a fucking racist. You're an asshole. But you're a smelly asshole. Because I'm the only one who can claim being an asshole around here. But there's a time and a place to be an asshole, It is a time and a place not to be an asshole. But there is never, under any circumstances whatsoever, is there a time and a place to be a fucking racist. I'm James Williams Jr. It's Comp Havoc number 2. Be seeing you.